All right, friends, welcome back. Today we are working on documenting day 20 in my December daily. And this happened before day 20, the story that I'm telling, but I'm documenting it on day 20 for a few reasons. I needed space and time to deal with the story I'm telling. And I wrote my journaling and I needed to sleep on it for a few days. I also wanted to read it to my nursing class because today we are talking about my nursing family and how it's over. And yes, it was over on finals day, but I did not have, I wasn't ready to tell the story. That's the reality of the situation. I wasn't ready to tell the story and I needed some space to breathe on it and I needed some space to think. And so I'm finally ready to document the last day of nursing school. And I decided to write a letter to my nursing cohort. At my school, what they do is you're with your cohort the entire time. So they put you in groups and you're with those people the entire 2 years that you're in the nursing program. So I am telling the story of, I'm saying goodbye to them, essentially. That is what I'm doing. I'm saying goodbye, which was really hard because those are my people. Don't get me wrong. I hate school. I don't ever want to have to do the school thing again, but those people have my heart. And so it is very hard. It's very hard to say goodbye. So what I'm using, here's the thing about product play. Before I start talking, here's the thing about product play. The product play classes are so good and the lessons are so good, and even if you don't use the lesson that December, these lessons are timeless. So they don't they don't go okay, I didn't use it this December, so I'm never going to use it. They're really, really worth the investment. So if you're on the fence about taking a product play class with Allie, I highly recommend you do it. They're wonderful. So in last year, whatever last year was, I'm trying to arrange this and talk. But last year, Pam Baldwin did this lesson where she created this tag thing where she just put a bunch of photos on and then she put her journaling underneath. And my journaling will not fit under the tags, but I took the same technique. I went in Photoshop, I created, she gave us the PSD file. So I went in Photoshop and I added a bunch of photos. These are photos from our last night out together. So I went in Photoshop and I added a bunch of photos. And then what I did was instead of using them as a full page, I actually went in and cut them out by hand. I cut each photo out by hand. And then I'm going to put them on a bit of acetate because I like the see-through quality. And then the other thing I did, because since I had the see-through quality, I took the same cut file. I took the same document into Silhouette Store and I made a cut file using her tag book. So I just went in and I traced it using the butterfly tool. Does that go there? Huh. What did I do wrong? I thought I did these. Oh, I cut this a little weird. All right, whatever. It's staying because I'm not going to print a whole page of photos. So I took the same document into Silhouette Studio and I traced it. And what I did was I cut, sorry guys, I just want to make sure this is going to be straight when it's finished. I took the same document in Silhouette Studio and then I traced it and I cut tags out of pattern paper. And I went with her color scheme in the digital, which was red, green, and then I added a little bit of gray. And what I'm going to do is on the back side, which is going to be the front side of these tag pages, I'm going to just cover them in a pattern paper situation. So I'm just going to start working like I am right now. So I used the template. Is this empty? I never have tape. I need to just, every time I go to Michael's, I buy 5 packs of tape runners, and that literally gets me through a week with the way I go through tape. I need to just invest in a tape factory somewhere because I never have tape. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. But anyways, I'm just going to keep gluing this down. So yeah, so my plan is to arrange this on the transparency and then go in and I don't think I cut my transparency the right size. I thought it was supposed to be 6 1/4 by 8 1/4, which is what I cut this down to, and it is not perfectly lining up. Like I have some overhang, but that's fine. Like I can just go in and take that all off later. The important part is that my photos fit the way they're supposed to. So yeah, so I let my cohort read my journaling before I'm reading it to you. I write a letter to them every semester, and I never really told anybody that I did this, but it's just like, it's my way of dealing with, you know, the semester wrapping up, because nursing school it's wild. It is an adventure. It requires a lot of sacrifices, especially for us because we all work full time and we have families, and so there are lots of things you have to put on hold to get through school. And so I write them a letter. Look at you guys. It worked. Okay, I'm just gonna work on the second side. So I write them a letter every semester, and it's for me. It's my way of processing that the semester is over. And this time around, since it was the last one, I chose to let them read it. So I shared it with them, and the emotions and the feels. So I said this on Instagram the other day, but like now that nursing school is over, like I feel like I'm on an endless loop of happy, sad, relieved. And it is exhausting feeling all those emotions all the time, because I know that I should be happy that school is over. I am happy that school is over, but I'm also like sad because I'm not going to see these people every day, and these are my people. And I'm relieved because school is over. But then it feels like I've been in nursing school for so long that it's practically part of my identity, and I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing next. So I'm in that like weird in-between phase where it's like, we haven't had our pinning ceremony yet, so they're still pinning, they're still prepping for the NCLEX, but it's the end of something, and the end of something takes some adjusting. And so I wrote them a letter about it being the end of this journey, and I shared it with them, and I'm going to share it with you guys after I finish gluing all the stuff down. So I think I'm just going to go finish gluing all this stuff down, and I will be right back because I've run out of things to babble about while I am attempting to glue all these photos down. Oh, the other thing I did was after I cut it, I added some gold brads. I just thought it'd be fun to have a little bit of sparkle and shine, so I added some gold brads to each photo. You can see in the template that the tags had holes, so when they printed with the holes, and I didn't know what to do with them, so I just, like I said, I added some gold brads to each one just so that the holes looked like they were there on purpose. So yeah, and this one's gonna be empty because that's where I'm gonna put either a number or a stamp or something. I just did not have enough photos. Like I went through all the photos I had of that night and I still didn't have enough. So I had to leave that one empty, and I will come up with something to do. Okay, so I didn't disappear and keep gluing. I just kept talking and kept gluing. So here's how it looks. It is, oh, I love it so much. I love it so much. And I was really tempted to print the photos black and white because it was dark. But I figured since the pictures are so small anyway, like it won't matter that they're not the highest quality pictures. And I would rather have the color of all these people's faces than have it printed black and white. So now, here are my pattern papers, and I cut them the same way on 3 papers so I can have choices for how I want to fill it up. So yeah, so they're not going to be like perfect because this was cut by a machine and the photos I cut by hand, but I think they're going to be close enough. Nope, maybe that doesn't go there. Oh, this is going to be fun figuring out where everything goes. All right, I'm not going to do this on camera. This is not going to work. I am going to go ahead and attempt to figure out where each of these pieces belong, and then you will come back and you will see that I have figured it out and everything's stuck down. So I will be right back. So I am back. I had to disappear for well over a half hour to get this ready, but here's how it looks on the back. So here the, oh my God, I was like, did I do that wrong? Oh my Lord, if you had seen the panic in my eyes. Okay, so here's how it looks. And then here's how it flips open. Now you'll notice that my lining up isn't perfect because these photos I cut by hand, and then these tags I let the machine cut. And that doesn't bother me so much. Like I don't mind that it's not like perfect, that you can see through the other side. I like the effect more than I care about having perfect pages. So here's how it looks. And then here is the rest. So I'm going to do my journaling. So this was also from Pot of Clay last year, and it says what I want to remember about this season. And it was supposed to be 6 by 8, and I sized it down to 5 by 8 because I didn't want it to take over the whole page. Like I wanted you to still be able to see that there was stuff on the other side. And then here is my journaling, and it's a letter to my class. And I just realized that the back side of this is going to be empty, and that's going to bug me. So I still have the papers left over that I cut. Actually, I like this one. It says remember and friends. This is perfect. So I had the papers left over that I cut my tags out of, and I'm just going to back my journaling. And this one is great because it says bless, friends, remember, greetings. It says things like cold and snow, but I like the sentiments about remembering, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And the plan is to attach it all to itself, like to make the thing using a brad. I don't want to do a flip out necessarily. Like I kind of like the whole brad look. Hold on, I just gotta make sure I get this. It's close enough to straight. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. So yeah, the plan is to do sort of a brad swivel situation. And now I have used up this whole sheet of paper, which is making me very happy because I don't use my pattern paper enough. I buy pattern paper because I like pattern paper. I like the way it looks, and then it just sits on my shelf and I don't use it. So these are like last year holiday papers. I think these are from the sweater weather collection from American Crafts. Okay, so that makes me so much happier because it's covered and it's not blank. And I might just put like a single heart or something here, or a gold chipboard star since I have gold everywhere else. This is going on this side. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm literally just going to punch a hole through the top of this and put a brad through it. That is how I am going to add this journaling right in my album. So I'm just going to punch a hole. I think that is close enough to center. It is not. It is okay though. Okay, so I'm going to punch a hole and just put a brad right through it. All right, and so then this will swivel up and then you can read my journaling. Now okay, that is not perfect because you can't see you can't see like who the journaling is to, and you are missing the beginning of my sentence. So I might have to print this over, which is gonna bother me because I've already attached it. How to do this? Because I've already attached the pattern paper to it. All right. Maybe I'll just put the hole a little closer to the top. Like maybe I'll just make it a bit more shallow. I don't want to have to reprint this because I've already attached this pattern paper and it's not going to come off, and then I will have wasted that paper. So I'm just going to punch it again and put my hole a little bit closer to the top and hope that this paper doesn't break with the hole being so close to the top, because otherwise I lose my journaling and I don't want to have to waste that paper. I really like that paper and I don't have any more of it. Okay. Let's see how that goes. Okay, let's see. All right, fixed. So you can't really see that it says Dare 171, but you can, I know that it's to them and I can still read the beginning of my journaling, and that's more important to me than seeing who the letter is to, per se. Now hopefully this stands the test of time, and because the hole is punched so close to the top, it is really shallow. So hopefully it doesn't like fall apart over time. But on the bright side, all my journaling is saved on my computer. So if it does, I can always reprint it. I'm wondering if I should tack this down a little bit. Do I want to glue it down or do I want it like free move? Like, do I want to glue this vellum to this black? All right, let's see. What if I just put a little bit of tape along the bottom? All right, we're gonna go for it. I'm using that fancy vellum tape that I don't know if it works or not. You know, I'm still out to lunch with, like, I don't know. Okay, you can't see it. All right, it worked this time. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit more on the edges because you can't see the tape, and I think it would look better if the vellum is actually attached to the black. And I think the swivel will work more, I think the swivel will work, how am I saying this? I think the swivel will work the way I want it to if it's attached a little bit. Okay, good. So it's attached a tiny bit. Now, these letters that are popping up, I imagine once it sits in the album a little bit longer, they will lay flat. But I like it so much more now that it's like stuck down and not just like this free moving piece. So I'm just gonna stick it down on all 4 corners. I stuck it to my mat. Okay, so there we go. I like that so much more now that it's stuck. And also the swivel works so much better when it's like a piece that's put together. I'm afraid to put glue. I don't remember how glue dries with vellum, and I'm afraid to put glue here because I'm worried that it will show through. So I'm gonna put it in the album and shut it and hope that by putting it in the album and pressing it down, it'll stay shut. Okay, so here it is. So here's my journaling. How am I gonna get this in the album? All right, I'm gonna go with what I know, which is a bit of acetate, because that always works. I'm just gonna use a bit of acetate to get it into the album. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. All right, so I'm gonna cut a 1-inch strip of acetate. This is how I've been attaching most of my things into my album. Oh my Lord. Okay, you guys just pretend you didn't hear that because there's nothing I can do about cats running around and causing chaos. This is real life in my neck of the woods, and my children do not listen. They do not behave. They do whatever they want to do all the time, and there's nothing I can do about that. So sorry that they're causing chaos. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. Okay, so wow, what was I saying? Oh, if this is your first time here, hello and welcome. I always do this at the end of the video, and I feel like I should start doing it in the beginning, but I just assume that like everybody who's here is like my best friend at this point, and so I don't have to say hi. But if this is your first time here, hello and welcome to December Daily in my neck of the woods. I have been sharing every day. Every page in my album has a process video where you get to come and watch me generally mess up for like 20 minutes. And then at the end, figure out how I want to make things happen, and then they work. So that is typically what it is. It is definitely a work in progress on my channel. I always have ideas. The ideas almost never work. And then I have to reevaluate things, but we always end up with the page anyway. All right, there we go. That worked. So this is my go-to for adding pages to the album where I don't have like a margin. When I don't have a margin, I just stick a piece of acetate. So that is it. That is how. That's the page. I have to put a number somewhere. Yeah, I really do. I gotta figure out if I can glue this vellum down because it's just gonna bounce all over the place and make me crazy. So I gotta see if there's a way to glue it down. But I'm gonna put this in the album just to see how it looks all together. There's a picture of my children, the ones that are generally running around right now causing chaos. They're lucky I love them. Oh, I was putting this in the wrong way. Okay. All right. So that's how that looks. So I have my tags. It opens. There's pictures. There is the journaling. Yeah, I'm gonna have to glue this vellum down. It's not gonna work. The journaling is underneath here. And then there are more pictures. So now all that's left to do is embellish. So I think I want to spell out the word 20. And I'm hoping I have enough. I can't find it. Okay, I'll be right back. I can't find what I'm looking for. I thought I organized stuff and I didn't. So I will be right back when I find what I want. I'm back. So I found what I was looking for, which were these skinny gold letters that I'm going to beg Allie forever and ever to like relaunch because I'm now out of T's and I'm out of Y's and I'm out of, oh, I have an E and an O, but I'm out of so many letters because these are my favorite and I've used so many of these. My mission was not to hoard them and I have not hoarded them. So I spelled out the word 20 and I added a star. These were really old from my stash. I have no idea where I got them from. And then this opens up and you have the pictures. I did go ahead and glue down the vellum, like a few places in the vellum that were really picking up. I do not love it because I don't have glue that doesn't show through vellum, but it was either glue it down or eventually lose it because so much of it was picking up and already starting to rip in a few places. And so I tried to strategically place glue in the worst places. And again, it's not my favorite because now you can see through it, and I wish there was a way, if you guys have some solutions for gluing vellum that I don't know, I'd be totally open to them, because I love working with vellum, but the fact that it's transparent makes it a nightmare to play with. So I glued it down, and I didn't glue it down everywhere. I only glued it down in the places that I thought it really wasn't going to hold up to. And then on the back side, I had one of these felt stars left. So I put this wood, this came into this year's kit, and then these were an add-on. So I just put some stars and put the word love down. And then I added 171 using these gold cardstock stickers and another star to finish up the spread. Now the back side of it is naked. I will probably like figure out a phrase that has exactly 11 letters and spell it out on the back of this, and then that will finish up this spread, and then I'll start day 21 fresh. So here is how I documented my nursing journey and my classmates. I love how this came out so much. First of all, it is it's not, all right, it's a little chunky. Day 19 was like day 19 is like a chunk-a-munk, but it's pretty chunky. But I love how this came out so much. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read you my journaling and try not to tear up, because every time, oh my God. All right, I'm not gonna tear up, I promise. Okay, so it says, Dear 171, for the last time. It is literally the end of an era. I know I speak in hyperbole a lot, and I know how fortunate I am that you all did not throw me in the trash and give up on my madness ages ago, but it is real this time, you guys. It is over. We have seen the belly of the beast and made it out to the other side, and honestly, who were we to be so daring and brave and stupid to try to do this thing? And who were we to have done it when so many people tried and didn't? We have learned grace and patience and courage, and when to be relentless and when to conserve our strength and rest. We have learned how to advocate for ourselves, how to be team players, how to build bonds that last and last and last. And you have taught me more lessons than I can put into words, like how to be a friend and how to pick myself up over and over again, and how to study and how not to study, and how to laugh even when I feel like crying, and how to cry when I feel like crying. And wow, I cannot believe that on my first night of freedom, I am sitting here and thinking of you. But what else do you do when you're away from family? There are some days that words like thank you and you mean the most to me, and where would I be without you are good enough. And then there are days like today when those words feel trite and empty and void. And how do I find the words, emotions, thoughts to say, explain to you how I would be lost without some of you, how I wouldn't have made it without you, how I would have stopped, how I might never have started if it wasn't for this wild, wild crew of wonderful people that the universe looked down and saw fit to dump me right in the middle of. They say everything happens for a reason, and maybe I am a better learner now than I was when I was 18, or maybe adulthood has taught me life experiences that were vital to making it out to the other side, or maybe I wouldn't have had the stamina to make it all the way to the end, or maybe, just maybe, I was waiting for this group, for this tribe, for you. Wow. These days I have to remind myself that it is over every minute of every day. I have to remember that there isn't an exam approaching, that I won't see you 3 times a week every week, that there is life after nursing school. Now I am sitting here on the other side. I wonder who we will be next, what friendships will last and age and grow, what we will become as we mature and move and expand and unfold. And I smile at the potential in this group of minds, hearts, souls. So for now, a fond farewell. I'll see you later. I take it easy till the next big thing, pinning, NCLEX, jobs. I enjoy this room and time to breathe. I hold space for the ones we've lost. I can't believe it's over. Thanks for the ride, you guys. See you on the flip side. So there is day 20. There it is. There's so many pictures. I think I'm on a mission this year to get all the pictures every single day. But I thought it was the perfect way to document this crazy group of people that got me through to the other side. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. This is probably the last video you'll see from me before Christmas, because I'm not posting on the 24th and the 25th. And I think if I check my editorial calendar correctly, this is going up on the 23rd. So you guys, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for spending your December with me. I hope you guys have the most magical of holidays, and I will see you when it is over and we will finish up this album together. So till next time, keep it crafty, friends, and have the best day. And again, happy December. Happy December, friends.